Through our society's history, there has been an invisible dividing line between humanists such as artists and writers and intellectuals who prefer to study science and mathematics. People who have broken through this line have discovered that there is a great connection between the two. Artists have been using mathematics to embellish their artwork for a very long time. Mathematics is not only about complicated equations and logic, but it's also about shapes, patterns, structure, and beauty, which directly connects it to art. Math can apply to art in simple ways such as perspective. Perspective is a method of rendering three-dimensional objects on a flat surface so that they may appear realistic. Perspective wasn't always easily accomplished. The calling of the apostles is an example where very little depth is used, but as time went on, artists began to realize what they were capable of. The tribute of money and the School of Athens demonstrate when depth began to come into play. Perspective is an example of the geometric operation of projection and section, where projection lines from the outline of an object to the eye are sectioned or cut by a picture or plane. This has roots in the conic sections. A conic section is formed by the intersection of a plane with a right circular cone. Filippo Brunelleschi was an architect, sculptor, and artisan engineer from Florentine that studied geometry. He studied painting to apply his geometry. This multi-talented man has the honor of being acknowledged for the creation of linear perspective. Leonardo Da Vinci says perspective is the reign and rudder of painting. MC Escher created unique, fascinating works of art that explore and show a vast variety of mathematical ideas. He said, "For me it remains an open question whether this work pertains to the realm of mathematics or that of art." He was intrigued by graphic techniques. Some of his works contain flat designs while others use perspective. A tessellation is created when a shape is repeated over and over again, covering a plane without any gaps or overlaps. Escher uses polyhedral content in much of his artwork. An illusion is something that deceives by producing a false or misleading impression of reality. Optical illusions involve the study of perception, and the artists usually use geometric shapes in their works. Leonardo is considered by many the ultimate Renaissance man. He was skilled in mathematics, philosophy, architecture, engineering, painting, sculpture, science, music, invention, and the design of weapons. He was always compelled by natural design. In the 2nd century, the Roman artist-architect Vitruvius came up with an architectural theory of the proportions of the human body. In 1511, a new edition of Vitruvius was considered for publication, and Leonardo from this created one of the most familiar drawings in Western art. The Vitruvian man's arm span equals his height. When he does a spread eagle, he is inscribed in a circle where the center is his navel. He also showed an interest in chaos and fractals. He wrote about this in his journals. I cannot forbear to mention a new device for study which may seem trivial and almost ludicrous, but is extremely useful in the arousing of the mind. Look at the wall spotted with stains, or with a mixture of stones. You may discover a resemblance to landscapes, battles with figures in action, strange faces and costumes, and an endless variety of objects. According to Augusto Marinoni, confusedly, like the sound of bells in whose jangles you may find any name or word you choose to imagine. What he said seems to suggest the idea of fractals. Fractals are a more complicated way that math applies to art. Fractals show us an order in seemingly random things, and give us tools with which we can predict the weather, render natural-looking objects, and help understand the order in our chaotic lives. Fractals are useful but beautiful designs. They provide a simple solution to capture the enormous detail and irregularity of clouds and landscapes. Fractal geometry is an efficient way to draw realistic natural objects on a computer, often used by landscape designers or science fiction filmmakers. A fractal is a geometrical structure having an irregular shape where it can be split into parts that are each a reduced size copy of the whole. This property is called self-similarity. Iteration is one of the keys to fractal geometry. Mandelbrot coined the term fractal and created the set showing now, the Mandel process. Through our study of all of these concepts, we can see that the math world and the realm of art are becoming more intertwined. This connection is leading to great discoveries and innovation like never before.